Hey, man.
Please, no pictures, please. My security.
Hey, what'd you do to your hair this morning?
I don't know.
Did you run out of gel?
No, I put gel, but probably I didn't put a lot.
Yeah, it's like, looks like going to school kind, like first day of school, no hair gel thing going on.
Yeah. It sucks.
That's okay. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to 5 Minutes with 5 Star. The show that is neither 5 minutes, but hey, it's 5 stars, so we'll call it that. What we're working on today is a Toyota Avalon. This will be here for the next day or so. We're getting a nice big system inside of this. As you can see from the back here, we're putting in some Morels. How can you tell? Well, look at that big ass magnet. That's why. No, actually, Morels typically use a very small magnet. Did the GoPro just die?
No, I just stopped it.
Oh, okay. Good call. But these are the Morel Tempo Ultra 692s going into the rear deck of this. And then you see this, and you're like, wait a minute, what is that? That's an amp rack that we just got done building. Now, for those of you, we're filming this, so don't ask a bunch of questions. We're just gonna show you some of the stuff that's popping in and out of this.
I mean, they can ask.
You can ask questions, but I'm not gonna answer it. There you go. If you've never seen a 692 coaxial, or an Integra as Morel likes to call it, you'll notice that tweeter down there uses the center point style tweeter array. So it's located down in there to help phasing and just aligning it to make it sound awesome.
Hey.
And speaking of Morel, who
Yes.
say hi, Natasha.
Hi, Natasha.
Because she's in there. So, like you guys, as you know, I get excited about little things in life. One of the things that has been kind of bugging me lately is this right here. I love this backpack. I have the whole set of luggage from Kicker, and I love this backpack. However, it's kind of big, and I've been wanting to shrink it down just a little bit. I've been kind of like, what am I gonna do? And we had a couple customers come in over the last couple weeks, and they've had backpacks in the cars, and I've been like, ooh, these are really cool backpacks. They're gray, which in my mind is a big win because it's my favorite color. And then today happened. Right, Fernando? Today happened. I mean,
What happened today?
It's a Monday for one, which sucks, and I'm still feeling like crap from the COVID shot in my arm. It's like, my arm is all like swollen and stuff. That really sucks. But
Yeah.
damn it, if Morel just didn't come through and make today just a tad bit better. They sent me one of these. Actually, they sent one for both of us.
Yeah. Thank you.
Look at this. I'm going back to school, baby. I got me a backpack. Team Morel backpack. Oh, yeah. I'm not giving this thing away. This is my new backpack. I'm pretty excited.
I like it.
I don't know how I'm going to get it all in, but it does have a spot for 2 laptops, which is what I carry. I carry a Windows and a Mac laptop just because life is fun that way. And so, yeah, it's thinner. It's more compact, and yeah, I know, right, Oscar? Well, hit up Natasha. So we got our Team Morel backpacks in, so I'm excited. I'm gonna swap out my Kicker backpack, retire it, and get into this new thinner backpack. New car, new life. I mean, you know what I mean?
Why not?
It's funny because like on my previous Camaro, the key was always solo, and I never had anything attached to it, but the new car,
Look at that.
I got the Morel keychain hooked up to it, so I'm like, ooh.
You carry your cup?
No, I do not carry my cup.
What the hell, man?
I drink out of it every night. Everyone sees me drink out of the Morel cup, but
Damn.
so the car key has the cool Morel keychain on it, so it's like Morel lifestyle. They need to open a Morel lifestyle page where you can just get like cool Morel jacket, leather, and some shoes and
Shirts.
socks.
Hats.
I got hats. I got a shirt.
Yeah.
But I think like a polo shirt, just that like executive style look.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool.
Like the whole thing.
The whole thing. I mean, you want a man satchel probably. Are you cool with the backpack? Have you graduated?
No, I'm cool with the back.
You like the backpack?
Yeah, I love
Because he
it.
carried the man satchel for a while, and yes, I clowned him every damn day. of the week.
If they say something like Morel, I totally get it.
I knew you would. Man purse having. I know. It's okay, man. Yeah, socks are next. I was saying, I got those Adidas socks, man.
Yeah.
Those are some sweet socks. That was Phil. Phil gave me the socks. You got a pair.
Yeah.
You gave them to Naomi, probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I don't know. I wear mine in the wintertime. So there's like 3 days out of the week I get to do it. A scarf, a morel scarf.
Oh, dude, with all the morel stuff.
No, God, no. Anyways, no, this is an Avalon from Toyota, and we're working on it today. We have a whole bunch of fun stuff we're putting in it. We're filming a video, so we'll talk more about that in the video. But, yeah. What else did I miss? I don't know, we just talked about it there at the beginning.
Don't forget, guys, it's gonna be the last days of the shirt of the month.
Oh, from Wire Care.
So if you guys,
if you want to get the
shirt,
what was the shirt? What's the name of the shirt?
Get Jacked.
Get Jacked.
Yes.
If you want to get the Get Jacked shirt, go to wirecare.com/5
Yeah.
So wirecare.com/5. Spend $25, you get the free shirt. Hey guys, I'm getting a tweeter hiss on my ACD 612. Ran it without the factory head unit, and the hiss remains. Is it the car noise, floor noise, or bad amp? Check the gains, because remember, default on that, the gain is all the way up to plus 12 dB. So try turning the input gains down to 0 and see where you're at. A lot of the times with floor noise, the default on that being 12 is tough. Speaking of amplifiers and audio control, this is also going to be getting the new 5-channel D. That's right, one in the wild. The D5 1300 is what's going into this, which is the new 5-channel. Some of the cool features about this are this right here, which is the line output. Why that is important is you can use this as a standard 5-channel amplifier, front and rear sub, but with the line output, you could also use this in conjunction with, let's say, a mid-range amplifier, like an ACM 2-channel amplifier, and you could do front tweeter, front mid, out to here, for rear. Or if you're going with a bigger amplifier, you can go out to here for those front mid bass and get more power. This is 100 watts by 4, so it is quite a bit of power. But the ACM 2300 would be a nice addition onto this if you wanted. However, you don't have to. This is enough power on its own. It's 100 by 4 as well as 500 by 1 at 2 ohm for the subwoofer, 4 ohm for the mids and highs. It will do 2 ohm on the mids and highs, but most cases you're not going to be running it that way. But you can. One of the things that we've already been asked is what bass knob does this take? It's going to take the ACR 3 bass knob because it has the DSP, and you will need to be able to click through those presets if you want, which most people don't, but it's there if you need to, because with these you can have 4 presets. Yeah, is that right? Good times? Gains do not change the hiss. Okay. That is kind of weird. I would definitely give Audio Control a call and ask them what they recommend. Maybe they know more than they are leading on about, or more than what we would know. So definitely give them a call and ask. Install the Kenwood Exelon and Maestro RR. Yes. Love the radio. Thanks for the suggestions. Awesome. That's cool. This is also getting a Kenwood Exelon radio in the dash. This is getting the 997 with Maestro as well. But yeah, so that's what's happening in this. We'll talk more about that. But tonight is Monday night, which means Monday night at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. Head over to Facebook where you can find us talking about fun things. Tonight's topic, as far as at the 20-minute mark, fundamentals, as we call them, of car audio, is going to be wiring for a radio. So we're going to go over all the wiring codes for your aftermarket radios. There are a lot more than just the old school, so we will be doing that at Facebook at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time over on the 5-star Facebook page. 2021 Ram F150, no Alpine, going with kicker key and not sure what 6x9s to use, Foca integration or Exelon 3-way. We've done a lot of Exelon 3-ways in those and have a lot of awesome luck with them. Going with that particular amplifier on the front stage alone would be spectacular and would sound pretty good. So I don't see why not. The one thing you're going to want to do in that particular vehicle, though, is keep an eye on the speaker polarity. So I would suggest checking that before you start what the factory is, because in some cases the passenger front speaker is backwards to all the others. They do that in Chrysler to add depth to the front stage. However, when you're going to do a kicker key with that speaker backwards like that, it will cause issues. So you can do a quick polarity check using something like Speaker Pop on your phone and see what is going on there. Even if you wire it up 100% correct, that doesn't mean that it is wrong. It's right, because sometimes the radio is actually what is feeding it the backwards signal. So just be careful there. If something goes wrong, check that passenger front speaker. That's a lot.
It's a lot. It's like
it's nice.
Yeah.
Don't forget we have fast rings. And we're gonna need them because those things sit down really low.
Which ones?
Those speakers, compared to the factories, they're like an inch shorter than the factories. So you're gonna need the fast rings, the rings that are fast. I know. Did a thing, bought a kicker quad and a 2400.1. Ooh, man, you got the Haley system. No, just kidding. Our SQ competition's fun. Yes and no. They're trying to make them funner in the sense that I know in Texas, when they just did the big one, they had an award for the most demoed vehicle, which was something cool. You got to vote who gave you the most demos. If you're just showing up into a parking lot and everyone's being kind of stiff, it probably won't be fun. There's not a lot of action happening, meaning there's not a lot of cars just sitting there playing their stereos in the parking lot. So from that regards, if you're hoping to find that, most of the time that's not the case. If they're a nice group of guys, hanging out with them and becoming friends with them is pretty fun. Like here in Florida, they have the Florida SQ crew. It's a whole group of dudes, and they all know each other, and they all hang out. And every time we go to a show, it's usually the same guys, and they're all high-fiving each other, and they all know each other. And it seems like they're having a pretty good time. So from that regards, yeah, it can be good to get in there and get another group of friends. They all like to help each other out. So there is some brotherhood there. It's just if you're new and you're just going in a parking lot thinking you're going to see a bunch of cool stuff, a lot of the times that doesn't happen. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But I'd try one out, see what it is. See what's going on in your part of town. Blue is ground. Whoever asked the question, Jeff is telling you blue is ground. I don't think so, though. Hey, Jeff, it's the car with the big dash that you were talking about. We have it here. We're having lots of fun. I need help. Just install the 300 amp alternator, and my SMD voltmeter is showing me idle as low as 2.4 volts. Man, you need to call the people that you bought the alternator from. I mean, that's why they have these tech support lines on there. You got to call these people.
Call Ghostbusters.
Call Ghostbusters? There you go. What alternator? What Morel components compare to Focal Kevlar? That would be the Elates are going to be, I would think, the Kevlars, but I think they cost more than the Kevlars.
Yes.
Yeah, so the Elate would be the closest thing. I think the Elate would be the closest thing to the level of Kevlars, especially when you look at, second from the top. That would be the Elates. We are working on a 2015 Toyota. What is this?
Avalon.
Avalon, thank you. I know, I already forgot. I found that about the Ram with the passenger side backwards the hard way. Didn't everybody? Even John Myers at Kicker tells the story of, which I gave him a polarity tester just because of the story that he told us, because apparently no one there had a polarity tester and they were having issues with the key, and I was like, seriously, guys? So I sent him a polarity tester and was like, here, next time, here you go, you got the tool. But yeah, I think everyone got stuck by that at one time. I'm still getting noise out of my right channel. I think I'm going to come over there and just buy a floating radio and get over with it. Sounds like a plan. Let's do that.
Right channel. Right
SQ crew, hey. Do you think it's worth taking out the 6x9s of the rear deck and having a 6.5 put in the rear door? In some regards, yes. So like, for example, in the Ground Zero build we're doing with Fernando's wife's car, we are doing that. We took the 6x9s out of the rear deck because we want the subwoofer to have blow through. And we put speakers in the rear door instead. Right now, she's just running those speakers, and it's much more exciting. We can't wait to get this up in there and hear what that sounds like. But yes, it's 2000. Okay. What's up, Jeff? What state? We're in Florida. Need a smaller pulley. That's a possibility. LC7i install, best place to grab signal at stock amp or at speaker source. Really, wherever it's, I mean, there's no really best place. It's whatever's the easiest place to get to the signal at. Personally, I like to go towards the amplifier if it's accessible. However, there's nothing wrong with grabbing it at the speaker wire, and let's say each location. We've done that. Just depends on the car and how hard it is to the install. So there's really no wrong answer for that. It's just whichever is convenient and adds to the best install that you can do. Avalon for the win. I'll be over soon. Come on by. Do I need a DSP to integrate with an 8-inch screen in a 2017 Jeep Cherokee? You only need a DSP if you're trying to do tuning and that type of thing. If you're not going to be doing that, then no, you don't need a DSP. However, do I recommend a DSP? Yeah, but not everyone needs or wants a DSP for that matter. So it's just a matter of trying to figure out what you want your system to be when you're done. If you want to have access to crossover points and equalization and stuff like that, then yes, a DSP is the way to go. But the LC7i that someone mentioned earlier is another great way to integrate into a 2017 Cherokee. The Cherokee is a fun one though, because that's the one oddball in the group of the Chryslers that some can and can't be flashed into adding in, let's say, an Amp Pro or an AR or a DSR1. I believe the Cherokee is the one that you can't do that on. However, I would definitely recommend checking, like head over to iData and see if you can integrate in with a DSR1. I don't think you can, but it's worth definitely going over there. Go to iDataMaestro.com and see if that'll allow you to head in. All right, how can a DSP improve sound? All right, first you have to understand what a DSP is, and then you can understand how it will improve your sound. A DSP is a whole group. Think of it as a culmination of a lot of products put into one box. So when you're integrating into a system, let's say into a factory radio and or aftermarket, it doesn't matter, you have a few options on how to do that. First is the integration side, meaning how are you going to get signal into your amplifier. So for example, this is a D5 1300. It has two options as far as integration. You can either come in over the RCAs or you can come over high level. This is the first thing that you're going to have on a DSP, is how are you going to integrate into your source unit, high level or low level. Most amplifiers out of basics will have these. The difference is with the DSP, in some cases you have a little bit more control. Most of these and a DSP is going to have some form of de-equalization. Not all, but some will offer some way to do de-equalization. The other thing too that is unique to this series of amplifiers that other amplifiers don't have is a capability to do summing. A good external high level to low level adapter will give you the ability to do summing, along with a DSP that has multiple channels of input. Not, let's just say front rear sub, but maybe 8 to 10 channels of input allow you to take all that input into the DSP, EQ it, direct it where it needs to go, sum things together. So first off, a DSP is going to have a form of an input that is usually going to allow you to do some form of summing, and also signal routing, which a standard amplifier will not have. So you have that aspect of it. Next, you have crossovers. Now, there again, amplifiers all have crossovers, little knobs on top. The difference is with an amplifier's crossover, it is a set point, meaning it is from, let's say, 50 to 200 hertz, or up or down, meaning both a high pass and a low pass. And that's it. At 12 dB fixed, there's nothing you can do. You turn the dial, you get it where you want it to go, hopefully it sounds great, and you move on. Some radios will have high pass, low pass crossovers built into them that are more options, but on a DSP, you're going to have the option of multiple crossover slopes, meaning 6, 12, 18, 24, 48, sometimes just 12 and 48. Some will give you the ability, do you want Linkwix-Riley, do you want Butterworth, do you want Basel? There's also, and that has, again, it gets complicated, but those have to do with where that down point happens, where the crossover actually starts to reduce the volume on those given signals that you're telling it to do that on, whereas a standard amplifier can't do that. So that allows you to get more options as far as how you want the sound to roll off. Also, on most DSPs, every channel is a bandpass, meaning you can apply a low pass filter and a high pass filter on every single channel. Very important. Next comes into the EQ portion of it. So we haven't even, we've already excelled at just the basic foundation of getting the signal into it and routing it out to the speakers. Now we get to have fun, which is the EQ. You're gonna have some form of equalizer built onto every single channel of output. So there is an EQ for the left front, the left rear, the right rear, and the subwoofer. There's 5 equalizers built into this particular processor, 1 for each channel. Plus there's an additional 2 because this has 2 outputs to go off to it. So multiple channels of equalization. Some will have parametric, some will have graphic, some will have 10 bands, some will have a full 30 band. It just depends. So you have that. Take also independent level control for each channel. What do I mean by that? Well, when you hook up a standard amplifier, you only get level control for front, level control for rear, subwoofer level control. So you have 3 gain knobs and that's it. Meaning that the speaker that is here and the speaker that is there, we're assuming are gonna wanna play at the same level. Well, that's not always the case. This one is a lot closer than that one. This one might come in really, really loud and you may wanna turn this down. On a standard amplifier, you can't do that. A DSP is gonna give you the ability to control each gain on each channel. So this has 5 channels. There'll be 5 gain controls, or volume controls, I should say. Not really gain, they're volume controls, because they cannot gain up, they can only gain down. Meaning once you've set the gain on this processor, then you can turn the level down, you can't turn the level up past it. So you will only be gaining down, but you can gain down from wherever your max volume is, taking into consideration location of the car. Next, on top of that, most DSPs have a feature called time alignment. Time alignment is the ability to add milliseconds of delays to given channels of the amplifier. There again, we'll use the example, this speaker here and that speaker there. Your head is here. So if you create what we call the solar system of sound, this speaker is going to be a farther distance away from your head than this speaker. But in order for true stereo to happen, if you've ever sat in a house where you sit between a left and right speaker, well, we need an ability to move this speaker out or pull that speaker in, which you won't be doing. You'll be moving this speaker out to the same circumference that this speaker is at. In order to do that, you'll need some form of a time delay, which will go in and you can add that, and it's just gonna hold that signal for whatever milliseconds and then release it, which will give you that illusion of a true stereo, thus aligning wherever you want your center image to come from. If you want it to come from the center of the dash, over here somewhere above the gauge cluster, it'll give you the ability to do that without just hearing this speaker and then you lean a little bit and then you just hear that speaker. So will a DSP make your system sound better? Yes, but it is a lot of work. So, you know, go with God and have fun with that. And with that, guys, that has been 5 Minutes with 5 Star. Make sure you tune in tonight, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, for the show.
Yes.
You good?
I'm totally good.
All right. We'll see you guys tonight. You have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.
There he is. The champion. The contortionist. Look at him up there. What a guy.
What happened?
I don't know. What are you doing? Zip tying?
Oh, I'm trying to take a nap, but this is very uncomfortable.
It looks very uncomfortable. It's making me hurt. I think my lower back just hurts watching you do that.
I know, man.
Well, this is day 2 on the Avalon, and we're actually doing really well. I know. Well, yeah, I know. I say that. We're in what we'd call the home stretch, meaning the boxes that need to be ticked to finish are fewer than the boxes that need to be ticked. Do you guys do boats? No, unfortunately, there's no room for a boat back here. This is an actual road, and as you can see, like, cars are parked all along here and stuff all along in here and semis and the dumpster. It's just a nightmare. But this is coming along good, so we'll do a progress report on what is happening. We have the subwoofer in the back, so we're done. We can go home. Now, this is that new Kenwood subwoofer enclosure that we've talked about in the past. That these are the feet, so you can rotate it down and make it down firing if you want, or up firing. But either way, oh, you seeing this? What is that? Oh my gosh. That is the amplifier. So that is all up in place. The Morel speakers are in. This is the USB for programming the amplifier. So that is all up in there. I don't want to give too much away because then you won't want to watch the video that we're doing on it. Back seat I'm working on right now, getting that all put back in and whatnot. This side of the car is almost all put back together. The doors are on with, oh, there's dust. There we go. Well, the Morel logos are on. We actually went a little bit bigger because this is such a huge area, so we actually scaled them up about 1/8 of an inch to fill it in and make it a little more full. When we had our normal ones on there, they looked really small. It was kind of odd. The dash is already put back together. This whole big grill here, so the Morel tweeters went up in there rather well. We're getting all the wires into it. Fernando's working on the fuse holder still. The dash cam is in place. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, that integrates in with the Kenwood radio that is sitting over here. And the dash is done. Well, okay, the radio isn't in the dash, but you can kind of get an idea of how this looks. Unfortunately, this is a gloss black. This is not, but the radio is gloss black, so I feel that this whole pattern here is going to look really nice with that Kenwood in there. I don't think it's going to look weird. I think it's going to be okay. So we'll see as we get done. Factory speakers are over here and they're out. There's some more. Oh, look at these things. Look at this. I mean, yay. One of the things Toyota has been doing for a while is 7-inch. So they don't even use a 6x9 anymore. This is a 7-inch, just like the Kenwood 7-inch. Just doesn't sound as good as the Kenwood 7-inch, that's for sure. So he's putting on rubber gloves. Why are you putting on rubber gloves, Fernando?
Well, you know, we've been working in the car all the way around. We don't want to.
Because that is a very light color.
Yes. So,
Yep. Makes sense. I'm not going to show you that. You guys are just going to have to wait on the fuse holder. But I will tease you with this. So we talked about where we wanted to put the bass knob, and we discussed it, and we came up with, this is the AC3, so it has both the red and blue lights, and we came up with this mount here for it. So it still clicks and turns and does all that, but we had these 2 empty ones here, and we went with it right there. So we added in the small audio control logo that they make, not the big one, because obviously we didn't have room. But there you go. So there's your bass knob mounted in the airbag knee buster area right there. So that's pretty cool. What I still have left to do is I have to get this seat out because there's a factory amplifier underneath there. So we have to pull that out. I have to make mounts for the 2 passive crossovers. Those are going to go underneath this seat. That's where all the wiring is. ITs, yes I do. But I want to get all of this put back together first, just like he's getting this done, so that we can kind of all meet into the dash and get all the wiring done there. And that's really about it. I mean, we're trying to get as much done as we can. Can show Morel logo again. Yeah, sure. Hold on. Did I print 2? No, I don't have a spare. All right, hold on. Let me go around back to the store so I'm not in his way. So the thing about the Morel logo is that it's perfectly square, and they don't really have a version of it that's long. So you have to do it square because it just doesn't look right if you don't. And so this is it here. And this was such a gigantic panel. Like, you can just see where the speaker is here, but they covered so much of this. So, like, it starts way over here, and you know, we positioned it all over the door. And at the end of the day, we were like, you know what, it's Toyota. Toyota would typically put that JBL chiclet here in the bottom. It kind of looked the best there. It didn't look good over here because it kind of got lost. It looked really bad up here. And so, you know, originally we would do a smaller one that is actually the size of the factory JBL, but it just didn't look right. It just disappeared. So I went a little too big, and I was like, yeah, that looks bad. So then we scaled it down to make it 1/8 of an inch bigger, and that gave us this size here. You know, and the funny thing is yeah, you spend a lot of time doing little silly stuff like that, you know, at the end of the day, someone's just gonna look and go, oh, that's neat. But, you know, it just has to match. I was opening my Roku, Paul summoned doors already off. Nice. Was listening. Couldn't see. Oh, no problem. Oh, what's up, Christian? What's up, Dean? Sons of Sound. Sons of Sounds in CA. There you go, California. This guy lives in California. He took a road trip, man. He took a COVID road trip. I know, right? It's pretty crazy. But anyways, I don't want to spend too much time here right now because we're kind of trying to process through this. But Fernando was like, you need to come on, you need to get everyone an update. You told him you would. So I was like, all right, I'll do it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's what we got going on. Did you film? No, we did not film the 2021 F150 because we were too busy just figuring out everything that the car had to offer. And there again, everything is a time crunch. We knew we could get this one in. Plus this has the new 5-channel amp, which we really wanted to focus on. So any tips, easy way to dress up all wiring? Thanks. I mean, well, we use braided loom. So we have, you know, we have all this braided loom stuff, and this is what we use. We have it in black, we have red, we have some blue, but there's tons of different colors you can buy. Oh, and we have some yellow, which I don't know why we got that because we haven't used it yet. But there's tons of different stuff you can buy. Right now, if you do want to get some, you can head over to wirecare.com/5-star, and if you spend $25 or more, you can get the cool t-shirt of the month, which is the Get Jacked t-shirt, which is freaking awesome looking t-shirt. So it might be worth it to just head over there and pick yourself up some braided loom just to get the t-shirt. What do you use to mount those? Well, that is the ancient Chinese secret. It's a plastic staple. We'll do a video on it. I know we've talked about them in videos before, but it's a staple. It's a hot staple. It's all about the details, don't you know? Hey, from the Netherlands, what's going on? Any tips on tweeters facing across the dash off axis versus pointing at the listener, pros and cons? You know, the thing is, I don't really spend a lot of time overthinking things like that. Sometimes the cars deal you something, and in this case, like, we are going to do a factory integration. Like, it's just gonna be going in the factory spot. You do the best job you can, and you just kind of deal with it from there, via the crossover points, via the time alignment, via the EQ and what you can do, volume controls and whatnot. You know, sometimes you just got to play with the cards you have. As far as pros and cons, I mean, everything in life has a pro or a con. It's just a matter of, you know, whether it bugs you or not, I think is more the appropriate thing. You know, I sat in a car earlier today where they just cut some big ass holes in the A-pillars and slapped some tweeters in them. And man, it was just so... He loved it. He loved it. Wasn't my speed. But, you know, to each his own. It's hard to say. I think a lot of us just caught up in what we think is right or wrong in car audio, and the reality is there is no right or wrong. It's just sound. We're all just trying to make it sound the best that we can. So if you don't want to see your tweeters and you want to mount them in a factory location, mount them in a factory location. Just work with it. I mean, you know, if you want to build a big pod to put it up on your dash, do that too. Whatever works for you. What made you get into installing car audio? Ooh, high school. Two things. One, I was riding in the back seat of this girl that was taking us to school's Camaro. And this would have been 88, probably about 88, 87, 88. So that Camaro there, it was new to her. And she had two 12s that she just had installed in the back of it. I had never heard anything like that before. And there's three of us dudes piled in the back seat of her Camaro. So I can't remember if I was in the corner or sitting on the hump. Either way, we got to school and she's just beating this thing down, which was crazy because like it was a girl's car and like girls just didn't do that back then, but she did, and it was pretty cool. And I was just kind of like awestruck by it. I didn't really know what it was at the time, but I thought it was cool. I didn't even have a car, so you know that's why I was riding in the back of that. So once we finally got a car, then it just became like the music kind of drove the hobby. But yeah, it was really weird. We could probably do a whole show on that, and I'd love to, and we probably should. But for right now, I got to get back to work. We got to get this car put back together because we need to get the radio in, and we need to get to the point to where we can come in tomorrow morning and tune it and get it out of here. So we got like 2 hours left in the day to do that. So I'm going to call it here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to 5 Minutes with 5-Star Fernando.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. You have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you later. Bye. Dude, lunch. Let's do lunch.
Dad, I know, right?
Let's do lunch.
Let's go.
Like the once in a month time to do, he's over here trying to get this Bluetooth mic mounted. Is it a Bluetooth mic or is it a hands-free? Do we even know what it is? I don't even know what it is. Is it a Bluetooth mic? Oh, okay. Oh yeah, it is Bluetooth. Wow, it's not even CarPlay. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Lunch with 5-Star.
Yes.
I know this is not. We did this like on YouTube like
A year
5
ago?
years ago. No, it
No,
was like
that was not in YouTube.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, where we sat up front.
Yes.
Kind of chill. That was like 5 years ago. Yeah, go wash your hands. So for those of you that are curious today, of course, there's a salad. And then we have a sushi restaurant in the plaza. What's up from Atlanta? And they make the bomb-ass chicken fried rice with like real vegetables and stuff. That's just like so awesome. Fernando gets soup. He gets it's some weird soup. I'm not a fan of that. But I like their salad dressing. So I go for that. And of course, we all know that I love salads. So if you want to see salad, hashtag salad night. Watch me eat the salad on the show tonight. What's up from Iowa? So good. Finally not working when you are live. Don't get me wrong, we got stuff to do, but every now and then we have to take a minute and actually have a lunch.
Is the Avalon Jam?
The Avalon Jam, man, that was awesome. We didn't want to come on and like give it away because we did film that. So you guys will get to see that at some point. Whoa, sorry.
Don't watch me when I eat.
I'm gonna totally watch you while you're eating. Trying to find like that balance between the two of us so we don't have to kiss. I was like, dude, where's the Valentina sauce? Pro tip, man. For those of you guys that don't like broccoli, but your wife or someone is always making you eat it, sriracha and broccoli is the best. I've installed a 2020 Super Outback with the upgraded infotainment screen and Harman Kardon system. Any tips or advice? We haven't done that particular one. There are, I would definitely hit the forums on that because I know there are a lot of things that that can be done. That you kind of got to also check out for. But yeah, I would do a little bit of research on that one.
Hi from Hawaii.
I'm getting back to work on Snap-on truck.
Oh, really?
Snap-on. How do you know you've arrived? You buy a Snap-on toolbox.
Oh man. For all those that buy a Snap-on, it's cool.
Oh yeah, man. Can't find the Metro piece for 2020 touring. Are there any other solutions besides going channel for channel? Not really. No one makes anything. I mean, the problem is, as you know, right now, all the electronics in the world are on short supply, so it's just one of those bad moments in car audio. It'll eventually come back in stock, and then you'll regret not waiting. But
yeah, exactly. I mean,
Morel in the house.
hi.
This weekend, I'm gonna play with my new backpack. See if I can make it work.
Oh wow. Hi from Holland.
Hey, man, that's a new one. Morel Maximo 2-way upgrade from Hertz DC 2-way, worth it. Powered by ACN, yeah. DCs are nice, but DCs are straight up entry level speakers from them. They sound good, but they're kind of.
No, Maximos are good.
It's kind of just a basic upgrade, so it's like one step out of factory, and it actually is because like the first step I guess would be Uno, so I guess it'd be 2 steps. So then you go to however they say.
That would be it.
And I'm sure it's not DC, it's probably DC or where'd you do the Valentina? Are you hiding it?
No.
Guys over there bogarting the Valentina.
DC.
I don't know, man. None of this stuff makes any sense to me. It's like it's not melee. It's not Millie. It's like melee or Milan. I don't know. Tomato. Mimia.
Miata.
Always you guys rock. Love your shoes. Lots of great advice. Oh, you know what tonight is? Tonight is the first of the new YouTube channel that High Five Egg and I are doing, called Side Jag. A modern perspective on movies and guy stuff.
Today's the premiere, huh?
Today is the premiere. We had a movie assignment that we had to watch, and we're gonna talk about that tonight.
Do you guys have any intro like that?
Do we have an intro? We're not cool like that.
Stuck.
Give me some time, man. Let's get a couple people watching it, and then we'll figure out where to go with it. I'm excited. We got a couple little things we're gonna do. Obviously, we plan on having guests at some point.
What's up, Connor?
But
yeah.
On the positive note, that means we can spend more time talking about car audio stuff on reverse polarity, which is right before it.
People complain.
Although I feel tonight we'll probably talk about the show that's going to be on after it. No, it's still reverse polarity. So, are you kidding?
It's another one.
Like, reverse polarity keeps me sane, so I have a blast doing that show. I love that. Like, I wouldn't give that up for anything unless High Five Egg was like,
What's
man,
for lunch?
I don't want you guys to do that show, or I don't want you on my show anymore. In which case, I'd be totally sad. But 10 minutes after that show, we'll be doing that.
So what are we eating for lunch? It's chicken fried rice. We have canned sushi right
So
here at the plaza.
Japanese.
Yes, and they're really good.
So like real vegetables. So like it's not like normal chicken fried rice, which is just kind of like crap in a container. It actually comes like a meal. It's so good. Their rice is awesome because they make sushi, so they like put some effort into their rice.
Oh, they do really good.
But man, it's so yummy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot of vegetables because I like vegetables. I know.
Yeah, food.
Not a lot of vegetables. I mean, I like specific vegetables, I feel, but you know, hey, I can just see the comments now.
You're eating carrots right now. So.
I hate carrots and I hate peas, but if they're mixed in this, I'll go for it.
See?
It's okay. I was saying I could just see the comments. Oh my God! Halfway through, they stopped and ate lunch and talked about food.
How's the what?
How's the COVID down there?
What
COVID? What is COVID? Dude, we're in Florida, man. COVID didn't even come to Florida.
No, it never came.
Not at all.
He came to party.
He did come to party down in Miami.
No, it's like any other place.
In that it's out of control, totally terrible. But
I feel everything is responsibility from us, you know, from any people. So if you want to wear mask, you wear mask. If you don't,
if you don't, you're not shopping here.
yeah.
Not here, I mean just in general. A lot of the stores here make it mandatory in order to wear masks, which I feel is pretty much par for the course everywhere.
And some of these people, they don't want to wear masks, you know. They just like, I don't got it.
So if I will give the theme park approach to this, as I go to the theme parks quite a bit. Disney, you have to wear a mask all the time. And like, if you get caught with your mask off, they can throw you out of the park and or speak sternly to you, which I've had accidentally happen to me just because I was wiping off my face and they freaked out. Universal is the same way, though they do have a couple areas where you can go and take your mask off and kind of chill out. None of them want you walking and consuming food at the same time. It's like if you need to take a drink, you have to stop, go to the side, take a drink, put your mask back on and walk away. It's really kind of annoying. For the 2012 Audi A6 fiber optic, can I integrate after the amp with a key lock? Key lock amp is 10 channels, or do you use the LC700? If it's 2012 with the fiber, I would check Nav TV.
Nav TV. Yeah.
Or Mobridge.
Mobridge. Yeah.
I feel one of them makes an adapter for that to just easily plug into the fiber and get a either RCA or Toshlink output. I wouldn't deal with trying to do that any other way. That would be kind of crazy. But yeah, those were some of the first versions of Amp Pro, was the Mobridge stuff years and years ago.
Yeah. Expensive 500.
We still gotta buy that Mobridge A to B.
I installed a subwoofer on a BMW with an LP72. And sometimes after a minute, I get a loud bang.
Okay. So turn on, or pop.
Pop, or actually a constant.
I would check the GTO circuit on that and make sure that that's working properly, which is
that doesn't have a
turn
GTO.
on. What's
it's
that?
an LP72. That's the pack.
Oh, you're using God,
totally,
you're using LP72 on a BMW?
No.
Red flag. No, don't do that. For someone asking about where to buy Morel, it is Sound Depot in Boise. There you go. LP72 is not the adapter you want to use on that particular car. I would go with the audio control
LC2i
or the LC1i, or go with the Kiss Lock. Or I'm not Kiss Lock, Key Lock.
Yeah. No amplified. It's just bass.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Not amplified, just bass. Well, it's got a fiber optic system. You said it had a fiber optic system. You said it had a...
No, that's different.
Oh, different car?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, where was that? I installed a sub on a BMW with an LCD. Okay. No, yeah, see, doesn't matter. You still want to get rid of that. That's still a crappy high-low to low-low for that.
Yeah.
Access steering wheel control won't connect to my 07 Impala. It recognizes the Kenwood radio, but keeps blinking. Any ideas? I'll be the first one to tell you right now, I am not a pro when it comes to the access steering wheel controls. I have unfortunately made the decision to spend my time learning how to do PAC. I think of that as kind of like the Windows Mac thing. In this case, it might have been the wrong way to go, seeing as how PAC hasn't updated their steering wheel controls in, pardon me, like 3 or 4 years. But I would get in line and give Metro a call on their tech support line. They have come out with new software to help you, and they are, every time we've called them recently, we've gotten nothing but great tech support. So I would give them a call. It's a GM, so it should be something straightforward. Maybe you missed a wire or something isn't plugged in, but that'd be the way to go.
Yeah. Hi guys, how can I add more bass in a 2018 Honda CR-V with a premium sound system? Well, like you said.
Well, that has the that factory little subwoofer in it.
Right. No, but like if we just want sub, bass, just bass.
P300.
P300. Yeah, well, it has the premium sound system.
Yeah, but you can just tap off that. Yeah, you can tap off that factory subwoofer though.
Yeah.
I mean, we've done that at some point in the past, but I would.
It's a variable voltage.
Well, you just go after the subwoofer. So if you get something like a you do an ACM 1.300 or a Key 501
I
into
was
some form of
thinking
a
Key 501. Yeah.
Okay, Key 501 into like a down-firing comp RT box in the back.
Now, if we actually want a lot of bass, the LC 1.800.
I think that's a little much though for a factory radio. But either way, I'm not going to tell someone they can't have a lot of bass. Would that have ANC? If we're talking about the CRV, it shouldn't have ANC. But if it does, it's going to be a module that gets unplugged. But I don't think the CRV has ever had ANC.
Really?
Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
I would be surprised not. What's the best Apple CarPlay radio under $350 for an 08 Dodge Charger?
Right now?
The one that you can find.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because
So
no.
JVC makes a bunch of radios in that price point, and the reason why I say that is they're made, JVC Kenwood Corp, very similar radios, very similar form and function, different operating systems, but you might be able to find a that Sony isn't available yet, but that'll be a nice radio. You might be able to find a JVC out there that'll do the trick, or possibly a Kenwood out there that'll do the trick. Sony does have some new radios coming out, which we talked about on Friday, which is the news at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, that are in that price point as well. So you just kind of got to do some shopping around.
A lot of shopping around.
Right. And I would try to spend as close to that $350 as you can. Because when it comes to these cheaper CarPlay radios, you're legit playing just for the CarPlay. You're not paying for any better sound quality in the radio. So what you're getting is a feature set and not an audio set.
Right.
If you want to get into something with an audio set, check out like a 690 Kenwood Exelon. That'll get you into the Exelon sound pack.
Well, the more you spend, the better features you get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6906, I think is what it's called. I don't know. I think I said 69. It's a 6906. That's a nice radio.
Do you remember the Optimus back in the day? From Radio Shack?
Yeah.
Radio Shack, yeah?
Radio Shack? Yeah, Optimus amplifiers.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, of course. I never had any of that crap, but I know people now get all excited and they're like, oh my god, it's so awesome. That's what I find funny. Like, there was some real garbage audio back in the day. And I mean, by today's standards, it's real garbage audio. Like some serious garbage. Like the more affordable amplifiers that are out now are like the higher end amplifiers that were out back then. Because it's basically they're cloning those amplifiers. So these affordable amplifiers are just like amplifiers. They look like the amplifiers from the 2000s. I mean, obviously they know more now, but those amplifiers back then, there was some really cheap garbage, like really cheap garbage. And these guys find this stuff and they get so excited about it.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, nobody wanted that stuff back then. Like, if you had that stuff, you had it because, like, that was all you could afford. Or it was somebody else gave it to you because you were like, man, I really want a sub amp. And some guy went in the garage and was like, yeah, I just bought this Rockford Punch 45. Here, you can have my Optimus 5000.
Oh, wow.
And you're like, oh, that is so awesome. And you're like, I know.
Do you regret to sell all the Macintosh amplifiers that you have?
Do I regret it?
Yeah.
No. Do I wish I would have been in a better financial place in my life to not have to have done it? Yes. But back then, you know, what it afforded me was the continuing to put food on my table.
Yeah.
And live and make a house payment.
Yeah.
So, no, I don't regret it, because keeping something like that in lieu of actually living is a dumb idea. So, you know, hey, if it was something I absolutely wish like last night, they were talking about the VU meters, the in-dash single DIN VU meters that Macintosh used to make. I had a set of those. They were the shit. They were so awesome. But there again, I needed the money. And in doing something that I didn't want to do, like sell them, makes more sense. You know, so you gotta do what you got. Pardon me, you gotta do what you can. The equalizer amps you mount under the dash were pretty bad. You know, pardon me, I was somewhere in this place, I have no idea where, I have the Kenwood single DIN half DIN. I'm sorry, it's a half DIN, half EQ. So it was a little tiny skinny thing that Kenwood makes. I have one of them here somewhere. To me, when I was just getting started,
Yeah.
when I bought that, man, that was like, oh, this is so awesome. I didn't know nothing about EQ, but man, I saw that thing and I had the perfect place for it and I had to have it. So I went and, you know, saved up that week's paycheck, and that was like, okay, so it was like gas was 75 cents a gallon, so I was good there. You know, because you're making $3.30 an hour. Minimum wage was $3.30 an hour.
Wow.
I think that thing was $90 back then. It was either 90 or 130. I don't remember which one it was. But yeah, that was a whole 2 weeks paycheck. So it was like, okay, so I don't have to pay car insurance. I don't have to do this. I got like $5, so I'm good for gas. So it was like run to Circuit City and buy that Kenwood EQ.
All right, somebody say, hang on, go down a little bit. I sold my system to pay for my wedding.
Oh yeah.
Old school Rockford gear. I still wish I had. Hey.
Well, okay, if you had a divorce, then yes, that would be a tragic story. Like, oh, and then I ended up getting a divorce. I'd have been like, oh, dude, that, like, you need a tear tattoo, because that'd be sad as all get out.
No kidding, right?
So, when I started working at AVE, they needed somebody to work Saturdays, and so I was like, yeah, I'll do that. And I didn't get, it had to be like the first 6 months I was there, I didn't even take a paycheck because I had another job. That was a part-time job. So I was going to school, going to college, and car stereo was just a part-time job. I could work whenever I wanted, just so I worked Saturday. But any other day I could work anytime I want, so I could come in and sell stuff or do installation or whatever and make the money. So I just built a really badass system for my car is all I did. So it was like, you know, it was my dream system at the time in my Renault Encore that was all Morel and Orion amplifiers. And then when I got done with that, I was like, I was already dating Sue because, you know, we've been married 26 years and we've been together for 31 years. And because we started dating right out of high school, we were in high school, but we didn't date during high school. Whatever. So I knew eventually we were going to get married, and I wanted home audio. I wanted some stuff, and at the time, my owner was like really big in home audio. So
spend the money now.
I did. I spent all the money. So like the Onkyo amplifiers I have, I bought, 30 years ago. The receiver I obviously keep changing. Audio control right now, loving it. But at the time I bought a Pioneer VSX D1S2, which was like the premium of premium Pioneer radios. Like this thing back then was like $1,800 or $2,200 dealer cost, so it was super expensive for $90. Bought the Morel speakers, had custom crossovers made out in Wisconsin at Madison or whatever the heck that is up there. Because their crossover sucked, and that was it. Built two Orion Cobalts and bandpass enclosures. Got an Adcom amplifier that was a 3-channel. So I bought all that stuff. So I knew when I got married, I would at least have. Oh, and I bought my TV, big ass tube TV, baby. So when I got married, I would at least have that done because I knew once we were married, that was over. Right, doing cool stuff was over. Encore was the hatchback. Yeah, so you had the Alliance, which was the sedan, and the Encore was the hatchback. It was an Encore GS, 2.3 liter, some silly thing like that. I don't even know why I bought it. It just looked cool. It was red, had wheels already on it, had a sunroof, had those awesome Jeep seats in it, because at the time Renault and Jeep were all one company, or all like doing their thing. So it was really cool. I could take the sunroof off. What's that? Oh, there you go. So you did stay married. See? That's cool. Good. 25 years, man. Yeah.
That's awesome.
My 25th anniversary sucked. Actually, it was actually quite sweet. Yeah. That was because it was right at the height of COVID. So Haley got us Italian food, and she wanted to get us Olive Garden, and their computer went down. So then she had to go to this other place and get it, and then she played the waitress. Nice. So she like made us sit down. We had to put on like real clothes, and she cleaned the table and like put a candle and all that crap out, I think. And so we sat at home and had a 25th wedding anniversary dinner. So that was kind of cool.
That was nice. That was nice.
Digital Dash. Fun fact, the Sony is the same as the Best Buy with just a different number. I'm sure. I mean...
Oof, yeah.
What are you going to do?
All right.
What are you going to do? All right, lunch is over.
Let's go.
Lunch is over. Listen, guys, that was it. That was Lunchtime with 5 Star. This has been a fun edition of 5 Minutes with 5 Star. Don't forget to tune in tonight for Reverse Polarity over on Hi-Fi Vegas channel. And we'll be talking about
tonight,
stuff.
Huh?
Yep, and then after that, 10 minutes after that, we'll be over on Sidejag. The Sound of Metal is the movie we are going to be reviewing tonight. You can find that on Amazon Prime if you want to speed through the previews, or if you just want to have us spoil it for you, watch it tonight, or watch the show tonight.
Fiberglass body.
Will sound doesn't work on fire? Yeah, of course it will. It makes anything more rigid.
Yeah.
So the whole idea behind any sound dampening material is to make things not vibrate. Fiberglass will vibrate like a mother. You can put as much of that on there as you want, and it will help drastically. And with that, you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you later. Fernando?
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.